What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the simulator. Welcome back to the channel here at Turbo Talon Golf. It's the 15th of July 2025, and before I call it a day, I'm going to play Hosel Rockets Golf League. It's called Thunder from Down Under, and it's at the National Old Course. Let's check out the vitals. 8-foot gimme auto putts, 5,800 yard tees, Friday pins. Green firmness is soft, stimp is 11. Fairway firmness is hard, wind is calm, and the tournament's at 500 feet, which I no longer care about because I'm just going to use whatever club I think is good enough for the shot. And I will be calling out when GS Pro / my launch monitor makes a mistake with a shot because I am keenly aware of it. I play quite a bit of golf outdoors. There you go, there's your preamble. While this loads up, fair warning, my language can get colorful. It often does not, but this is not a kid-friendly channel. I've been feeling very sarcastic lately. I don't know what it is. All right, we're about loaded up here. I remember this course. I think Flying Fat Kid and I played a scramble here. Let's see what we got. Par 72. I wish GS Pro gave you a slope rating or even a course rating based on what tee you were playing. If you guys want to get right on that, that'd be nice. Let's try to get something on the fairway. Maybe take a little bit off of it. I don't want to be anywhere funny. Some of my clubs are still got grass stains on them from the course on Sunday, and occasionally I will have to stop to clean my clubs. Driver's been working fine outside of GS Pro / ProTee obvious missed shots, and I'll call those out when I see them. Bounce right. Not a bad shot, 250 whatever, 256. 58 to the pin, 60 to the pin, maybe 62 to the pin. What did I say we had for greens? Soft greens, we can be pretty aggressive because the ball, for the most part, unless you just hit like a 1-iron, will land pretty easy. Would have been nice to have some cushion for the push in there, but we were not able to stop the ball in the circle. Downhill, leaking from left or right to left. Trying to imagine what this would do in my head. A 14-footer that we only need to hit about 10 feet of feel. Got to be easy on this one. Leave it short. Get it near the pin, really. Or just sink it. There's some cushion for the pushing. Okay, this fairway gets narrow and it does it pretty damn quick. It's a 400-yard par 4. I wouldn't imagine you had too much room to deal with here. You either need to smoke the ball here, but trying to hit on this thin part is a fool's errand, and you can see we're surrounded by trees. You're either going to need to take a sim drop or get some kind of lucky shot out of there. I honestly would not even mess with it. I don't want to hit in the bunker. You guys, this is just a dangerous hole. There are plenty of places here to lose strokes from lost balls, sim drops, etc. Don't buy in, don't drink the Kool-Aid. Just hit smart shots. That'll work just fine. Still got a $175 in, but it is what it is. You don't want to be short. You could get away with being a little long here. Is this club clean? Squirt it down and give it a wipe. You got bunkers in the front and they're not nice. Just do like John Sherman says and go long. This is one you're going to want to go long on. Better than being in the bunker. Sit easy. You've got a downhill putt, but you're not in the bunker. And get out of here with your par, because I wouldn't say this is exactly an easy hole. There was a fairway that didn't want you to be on it, and then a very unwelcoming green. "51 feet just to get there, but then that's with no elevation. Maybe hit about 60 feet here. Is that how it feels? Let's see. Didn't quite pan out the way I intended. What was our HLA? HLA wasn't bad. It was just a misread. There's not a lot going on here. My gut's telling me to just be about a cup to the right. We'll see if that's correct or not. Just visualize your shot. Okay. Is what it is, folks. You didn't triple putt. That's all that matters. What do we got here? This hole features a landing area that you can hit, but there's a bunker to keep you honest, a couple of bunkers to keep you honest, one to tell you, hey dude, you don't want to go long here. Another dirty club. Eventually we'll have wiped them all down, but we're not quite there yet. Make sure you scrub them so you're not transferring grass stains to your screen. In fact, I really don't even like how close I'm aimed to that other bunker. There we go. Just get something in the fairway. Don't be a dumbass. That was a pretty pure strike. We'll take it. $133 plus some, let's call it 150, and you've got a bit of a headwind. This is tricky being up this high. Just you got to get the ball up in the air. So this is going to play almost 150, which means I have not selected the correct club. What's the green look like? We don't want to get into any booby traps here. We want to hit pretty close to the pin, honestly, because this blue area up at the front right is going to swallow your ball up and kick it back onto whatever's in front of the green. Just imagine your shot not going there, right? Ball's looking like it's going a bit left. Pretty pure shot. Should land easy, and it did. Let's see what we've got for a putt, and then get out of here with hopefully a par. This is a birdie look. You're not going to typically make a 35-foot downhill leaker like this. Just be smart. Envision what you think that arc is going to look like to the pin. And then make sure you don't hit the ball too far, because then you're going to get the yips and do even more dumb things. Envision the arc and then hit the ball. Close putt there on the real golf course. I would say that is certainly not a gimme. Very missable putt, especially on a green like that with quite the slope. This little ditty here is going to play probably one with the headwind. It's going to play one, I don't know, 118, 119, but you got to pay attention to the water, and you got to pay attention to the fact that if you miss the green on the front, you might roll in somewhere you don't want to be. So maybe we try to hit a little bit high here. It's going to play 118, but we have a headwind, and I want to be too far, not far enough, because I don't want to take a penalty stroke. Don't be a hero. Don't take that penalty stroke. A mishit's a mishit, but if it's a good hit, you just chose the wrong club, that's all on you, buddy. Couldn't have done it better myself. Let's see if we can make this putt for birdie. This is a makeable putt. We've got to envision the arc this is going to take with a little bit of rollout. I don't even really want to hit this ball too terribly hard at all. But what's this arc look like? That's what's important. Okay, good job there. We're playing good golf. We're playing smart golf here. We're not making any stupid shots. Okay, I'd say the only safe place on this entire hole is here, and you'd have to be Bryson DeChambeau to even think about getting the ball there uphill. And then you'd have to pop it up quick and hard. Bad idea. This is a par 5. There's no need to get cute with this hole. Hit your 7-wood. Maybe hit your 3-wood. It depends on how much you've been going to the gym. Mishit's a mishit. But if you chose the wrong club, again, that's on you, buddy. Okay, that was a mishit. We're going to pay dearly for that. We might be out. Guys, that's going to happen. You can get mad about it and throw your club, or you can just get over it. Guess it depends on how drunk you are. We've effectively taken ourselves out of the running for any sort of a birdie look here. We got to hit 190 to get to this clearing, and there's just a good chance you're not going to do it, especially out of this rough. But now that I'm looking at it, yeah, you're not going to get out of there. It's not quite bad enough to take a sim drop either. So let's just get out of here. Let's take our medicine and get back to somewhere where we can play golf, essentially, because this isn't golf. Okay, you had a bad shot off the tee. You took your medicine. You're 220 out on a par 5. You could, if you're good with your, I'd say my 7 wood, which is what I hit off the tee, so there's no guarantee that's going to be a good shot. Try not to hit too many bunkers. Let's maybe aim a smidge to the left, but not get too egregious or overzealous with it. Egregious isn't the correct word there. Looks like it wants to be in that bunker anyway. Let's see if it'll stop or what we're doing here. And we have rolled into the bunker. I hate bunkers. Especially if you play a different course every time. You never quite get that feel for the bunker. Let's check our heat map here. We can go pretty aggressively at the pin, but I don't have any data on this course yet for what the ball's going to do out of the bunker. We'll check the numbers after the shot, but that was a really good shot. Anyhow, I told you we'd check the numbers. 29 in-game carry. 51 in the lab software. Yet it says we only lost 17% power or speed. Right? I'm assuming that means from our club decelerating through grass or decelerating through sand. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. .213. You can hit driver here if you want to, but the likelihood of you being in a tree or in this music symbol shaped bunker, I would say, are pretty good. I guess I would say what is a worse shot? And I'd say being in the right hand trees is worse than being in the left hand trees. I'm going to tee off with my 7 wood again. And I do use a really small tee on the golf course, but I don't have anything like that here in the simulator. All right, we got a little draw going. I think we'll be fine. Slow down there, Sally. All right, 225-yard drive with the 7 wood. No complaints. We've set ourselves up to possibly score. But look at the green. This thing has got a definite cast system going on. You want to be above the pin here or on it. So let's see what we got to do to be above or on the pin. 128 with a bit of a tailwind. Let's try to be above or on the pin. Missed shots happen though. Don't let it get to you. Okay, we're going to be well left of the pin, maybe not even on the green. It'd be nice if we could roll back. It happens, guys. My pitching wedge just went 130. That's kind of about where it's supposed to go, but not quite, I'd say. Not at this altitude. Everything is happening right here. We're on a right lie and the green's rolling right. So give yourself a fighting chance and do what you got to do to not go off the back of that green. Guys, I feel like I'm a self-fulfilling prophecy here. Just a little too good of a shot. And I don't even know why I'm putting this club away. So now we're short-sighted out of an ugly bunker. We're 6 feet down from the pin. There's no, unless you're the flop shot king, there's really no good outcome here. We'll see if I can flop one up though. And there we go. back down in. You guys, that's gonna happen. Let's flop another one out, but get it far enough so that it doesn't come back. Let's take our medicine and move on to the next hole. We're right near the gimme. Let's see if we can make this putt for double, else we're taking a triple. This is kind of a sucker hole. There's a couple of things I could have done a little differently here, but there's a lot of elevation here, a lot of undulation, and tons of bunkers. What does this look like here? I don't even have any slope lines, so I'm just going to try to get the ball over there real gently. And let's take our triple and get out of here. Shit happens, guys. We're back over par, which is unfortunate. We were having a pretty good round. Here we've got a little 85 yard shot. Let's just get on the green near the pin. We know we need to hit about 80 yards. What club hits 80 yards here? That's kind of between clubs for me. Okay, birdie look here. Try to make the birdie, be okay with a par. I'm just gonna aim right there. Again, I have no slope lines. I know that the ball is below my feet, but I don't have any slope lines. That was a really good putt. You can't even be mad at that putt. If you miss that, you're fine. Everything's going to be fine. A lot of danger here. Your landing zone, it's a par 5, so you've got some room to like not be stupid. Hit your right 188, but that's down, so you only really need to play like a 160 club. 165 club here. Unless you can hit that far, I doubt you can. I want to give myself the greatest chance to score here. 216, hit my 200 club, but then we need to worry about it rolling out. Just hit whatever club you have that you feel comfortable getting on the fairway with here. If that's driver, good on you. Okay, that's leaking a little left. Let's see where we end up. No, we should be just fine. Fairway. Wow. Thanks, GS Pro. That was really kind of you. You've got a decision to make on this shot. It's 229, 239, 240, 240 and change. It's above your feet. Got an uphill lie. I'm thinking in a real world situation with a slightly uphill lie, you would be fine hitting your 7 wood or whatever you feel comfortable, your rescue. Okay, I think we'd have been in really good shape at that ball not drawn over. I was not aware that I was able to hit draws, but golf is a new trip for me every day. Okay, you guys, this doesn't look bad, but 7 yards is 20 or so feet. Meaning you've got to get this ball up a ways, okay? And it's going to want to go right, and it's probably going to land pretty soft for you, assuming you get it there. But you're hitting up so far here. Like, try not to underestimate that if you can. Okay, we will be doing the walk of shame. Let's see, let's dissect what went wrong there. 50-yard carry, 70-yard carry. So that was not the normal 50% loss. It is what it is. We now have that data. We're probably not hitting out of the 50% loss of speed out of the green side bunkers here. But let's check this one and see what it does. Little flop shot if we can. And let's look at our numbers. We've really got to stop mishitting the ball though. 12 carry, 28, 24 carry. So that one was a 50% speed loss. Meaning you can't make any educated decisions, and your best bet is just to steer clear of the bunkers like they're the plague, because you don't know how far you need to hit. It's going to break a little to the right. I don't have any slope lines. Again, I don't know if they weren't programmed, but we know the ball is well above our feet to the tune of about 16 inches, meaning we need to hit, I don't know, 40 foot feel here. That's a good putt considering all. We were lucky to get out of there with a bogey, but that did bring us to 3 over par, which kind of pisses me off. What do we got here? We've got the first hole in a while where you could think about hitting driver. Just choose. You don't need to hit driver on a 315-yard par 4. I will tell you that right now, especially with as erratic as my setup is and with the mishits it has with driver. It's honestly not even worth it to me. Okay, another worm burner. I must be lifting my head or something, I don't know. I hit a couple of those this weekend. That ball's still sprinkling salt in the wound there. We've got a lot of work to do. Gotta love those mishits. I probably should start teeing that up on a bottle cap or something. Okay, is what it is. Three wood didn't do us as dirty. Let's see if we can stay out of the bunker though. Okay, not bad. Real close to the pin. We might be able to salvage this hole. And that's, I'm not gonna say my joke. I don't feel like it. Ball's gonna land real easy. Don't get stupid with it. 16. That was, guys, it's hard when the fairways are firm and the greens are soft. You've really got to make a decision and just commit to whatever the consequences are. Because that was a really crummy bounce that I don't think was necessarily warranted. What's this look like? Not much. That could have been a birdie. They all could have been birdies, right? What do we got here? This course is just, it's really not, it's not wanting you to hit driver. But at least it only pulls this crap on par 5s usually. 188, and it's up. Five iron, little thin though, as you can see from the replay. 266 to the pin. It's a par 5. How aggressive you want to get is up to your level of skill. I know I can probably bang a 3-wood here and be somewhere near the fairway. Okay, it's drawn right, or excuse me, left. I do see that sometimes on the golf course, but it's pretty rare. We advanced the ball 250 yards with the 3-wood. You just can't complain about that. Some people can't hit 250 yards with their driver. Don't complain about that shot, or you're a dick. 35. You hit this too hard, you're going to be in the back bunker. Just be judicious. Stare the shot down. And backspin apparently is a thing that I do, because that would have been a birdie. Can this putt be sunk? Yeah, I think it can. I like that arc. Let's envision that arc and hit the ball toward that end. Okay, it didn't go. Take your par and go home. Let's try to get back to at least even. This is pretty wide from there to there. I wish it would let you measure, but apparently they're not making enough money to add any sort of functionality like that. Or maybe it's built in somewhere. Like I know if you do this thing, it's like a rangefinder, which is kind of cool. My rangefinder doesn't do that. Anyway, let's just hit the ball center mass here. We're probably not going to be on the fairway proper, but we'll advance toward the hole. And that's barring that we don't have any sort of mishit or the launch monitor doesn't have a senior moment. Right? Let's just hope we got a shot out. We probably do. We're in regular rough. Well, I don't know what happened there. It did feel funny. The launch monitor is saying there was something that happened and I could feel it. I think it was just it was high on the club, high on the face. We have 122 into the pin out of the rough. Too many bunkers. We don't want to be in a bunker. So let's hit right here and try to hit, I don't know. Let's hit the gap wedge. Sit. Oh, no backspin that time, huh? All right, we're having tons of birdie looks, guys, no complaints. I would like to sink a birdie though. I can tell this is downhill. It's slippery. Let's just try to get the ball near the pin here. Near the pin here with your Utah accent. Are you a Mormon? Misread the break. HLA was perfect. Take your par and go home. That second shot was the stuff dreams are made of, and you're not going to hit too many of them anyway. You could be on the green in one here, but I really don't like hitting out of bunkers. Like, I hate it a lot. I hate it an immense amount. I've been in a lot of bunkers in the last couple of weeks on the real golf course. I love how I have to preface everything with real golf course. Oh, don't go in the bunker. All right. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. What was the miss hit on that? It was a little fat. 5 iron. I don't love the trajectory, but that doesn't make any sense. If your club face is quote unquote closed at impact and you come inside out, I don't know. Let's hit this 60-yard shot and see what happens. I'm sure there are colliders everywhere. Let's just see what happens. Maybe try to get it up high. That was a little unexpected. I'm trying to process that in my mind. Let's get the ball out of here. Come back. This is for par. I'll get it as close as I can, but it's a leaky little bastard. Downhill. Can somebody tell me why this course does not have slope lines? Let's try to leak this ball in here. That's a good putt. That's a good putt. 4 over par. What's the leaderboard look like? Not the damn rangefinder. We got a guy that's 5 under, and Bogeyman's done real well too. Good job, Bogeyman. Good job, sir. 155 to the pin. There's not too much going on here. You do need to hit your ball straight though. You do need to hit your ball straight. What is worse? I'd say it's worse to be over in the right-hand bunkers because your green runs from right to left. But let's just hope we're accurate enough with this particular club to not have to worry about that nonsense. Okay. It's a crapshoot. You guys, that's a green you gotta attack. It didn't work out. Let's move on with our lives. Okay, ball's gonna wanna go right, 12. We don't wanna be in the other bunker though. So if I think I gotta hit 24 based on the 50% rule for green side bunkers, but I'm not sure it's going to apply it, let's split the difference and hit like an 18-yard shot and see where we land. That way we shouldn't be short, but we shouldn't be in the other bunker either. Pretty hard to be mad at that, guys. And let's see what actually happened. 10 in the game carry, 23 carry. So I actually hit 5 yards further than I wanted to, but we only got 10 carry. So that was over a 50% speed loss. 10 as compared to 23.2. Well over a 50% speed loss. It was just lucky that we happened to hit the ball a little too hard. Unfortunately, I don't see anybody coming out being any sort of competition to GS Pro. So this is what we're stuck with here. I am going to hit driver. My spidey senses are not telling me to hit another club, but 366 yard par 4, we should be fine. Aside of a miss hit. If you miss hit, then there's nothing that can fix that. It's hard to say. I think we're fine though. The fairways are firm though. Did we get a good bounce? We did not get a good bounce. 135 to the pin. What do you do here? First of all, you should always pretend that's a real tree, but give it a shot anyway. So this one's funny. The wood branches don't have colliders, but this stuff does. So what you do here is hit a shot low enough to get out, but you really either need to be on the green or short of the bunkers because it really necks down there. And try not to stop under that tree. The real question is, what does that club look like for you? It's going to definitely be something in the back of your stance. And at my skill level, that's about all I could have asked for. We're off the fairway. Yes, we're on shot 3 of a par 4, and we're not quite short-sided. Get the ball in the air. We need to hit it about 22, 23 yards. And then get out of there. I'm finding it, we've had some birdie looks, but there you go. That's really the end of the story. You'd really, you could get over there. I can get over there if I get a hold of the ball because it's downhill. Little bit of a headwind. I'm not concerned about it. I'm going to try to hit a nice solid drive here and get over there somewhere in a highly desirable position, right? That's going further right than I wanted to. And really good shot. It felt really good. It's hard to say what that was. It didn't feel like it should have gone right. It is kind of, it's tough to say. It just didn't feel like it should have gone, it wouldn't have gone right in real life. We are in a position where we could possibly get out of here. It's 89 yards out of deep rough, so you're gonna need to take a club or two here. Ball's gonna wanna go left. You got wind in your face. You've got a lot of stuff working against you. Just try to get out of here. Okay. Did we lose anything out of there? So my gap wedge went as far, almost as far as it's supposed to, out of deep rough. That's one of those things, guys, about GS Pro. You've just got to like overlook it. Like just turn a blind eye to it. It sucks. It is what it is. We've got a very shitty lie here now. Downhill, 1.6 degrees right, which I'm not too concerned about. We've got some green to play with, and we are going to, if I know I need to hit, I don't know, 20, let's call it 20 yards. Let's try to hit like 15 because we just don't know what it's going to charge us out of here. Another stupid bounce. We could have been in the circle, but that bounce was absurd. Just a GS Pro-ism. It's hard to tell what this is doing. I can't see my ball. I'm going to have to rely on, I can almost see my ball. And I'm downhill a smidge. That's a good putt. Take your bogey and go home. There's nothing you could have done about that. We'll say that's 50-50 chance miss hit, 50-50 chance that the launch monitor did it. 127 here. Let's take a look at our target. So it's 127 to get it to the pin. Let's hit a gap wedge. And we should be near the pin, barring a miss hit. Okay, that was a little fat. Let's see where it lands. We are going to be short of the green here. That was a very fat shot. That was my fault. I felt that. No fault of the launch monitor or the software. Let's check it and see what our green's doing. Let's just try to get about right there. 19, 20 yards. We are going uphill though. Got that damn bounce again. You couldn't hit a fringe if you tried. But when the fairways are firm, you're making fringe shots like you make $1 million a year to do it. Okay. That took any wind out of our sails here. We're going to take another bogey and drop down to 6 over. I'll try to get the ball in the hole, but I don't have a lot of data to go on here. Okay. It'll be up for debate for the rest of time and eternity whether that ball would have really dropped or not. But a valiant attempt nonetheless. What are your options here? If you can hit bombs, you might be good, because downhill you only need to hit about 260 to clear it. And being as how GS Pro has already stolen a few shots from us on this in the last round, I'm going to go for it, because I am nowhere near any top of any leaderboard here. I think Bogeyman's got us by a few strokes. Let's just go for it. No harm, no foul. Should be fine. Not going to be a great lie, but that doesn't matter in GS Pro, because your lie is always perfect. 275 yards. It didn't quite go where I wanted it to go. We're out of the rough, and we can pretty much plan on this ball zinging out of this lie pretty far left. But I also don't want to hit that tree right out of the gate. Maybe you'll slice it a smidge, fade it, square up the stance here. That didn't come out of there anything like I thought it would. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Maybe it was a downhill lie. I think that might have been what it was. At any rate, it's not hard to find a bunker here, so don't feel bad when you do. 39. What do I want to hit here? 20 something maybe? Okay, so let's see what we did. 42 yards a carry, 25 yards a carry. Didn't quite lose 20 yards, but might as well have. Assuming you hit the green on this chip, you should be in the circle. Judging by the way that came out, we didn't land on the green. We probably landed right just short of it. 18th hole is a 300-yard par 4. The question here is, do you want to hit out of a bunker, because there's about 10,000 of them here. Do you aim for this or this? This is a little more dangerous. Little more dangerous there. I'm going to hit my 3-wood. You guys, if this has colliders, I'm not hitting from here. I'll take my sim drop and you can say whatever you want about it. Okay, yeah, we got colliders. I'll be taking a sim drop. That could not have landed in a worse spot. Let's take our medicine and go home. There you go. 69. Guys, don't ever hit out of a lie like that in GS Pro. There's a good chance that you're going to burn a stroke anyway. So just take the sim drop and burn a stroke that you chose to burn. 67. This is an all right round, but mostly a dud. Not quite sure how I just hit the ball that far. I'll leave it alone. We're on the 18th hole. Lob wedge. This is a tricky shot. It's green soft, so it's tough. Oh, okay. It's tough to know what you're gonna do. Ball's gonna come out left, 12. Get yourself a little bit of a lob here. And that didn't do anything like I thought it would. You could have attacked the pin directly there. That's a misread on my part, I suppose. It should have rolled out, but whatever. What do we got here? All right, we did the best we could, guys. Weren't able to break 80. We had ourselves to blame on some of these, and then GS Pro / launch monitor misreads to blame on some other ones. It's an okay scorecard. A lot of pars, a couple of birdies, but just a meh round overall. Let's take a look at the stats. 9 pars, 2 birdies, 5 bogeys, 1 double, 1 double plus. Longest drive was 225, and I don't remember how many tee boxes I actually hit the driver off of, but there were a lot of times where it was just better to hit a 5-iron or a 6-iron or a 7-wood here. So I would say this course would cater to guys that were very sure of themselves off the tee box with driver. Like, you're going to score really well if you can hit fairways long here. But for the rest of us mere mortals, it's a better idea to hit a club that's going to get you on the fairway, right? 7 greens, 5 fairways. 7 greens isn't bad for. I'm a 22 handicap in real life, so I don't mind those numbers. And then of course your best ball speed's not going to be that high because really weren't hitting driver off of too many tee boxes. But that's it, guys. Let's head back to the GS Pro splash screen. I appreciate you watching as always, and we'll see you in the next video. I need some dinner, and it's hot in here. It's like 85. But at any rate, you guys have a good one, and we'll see you later.